Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to D1 DLC. My name is Brad, that is Jake, that's Jordo.
Hey.
We're going to talk to you today about the Indie Games Room at AVCon and a bit of a wrap up, some of the great stuff we saw. We're not going to get to everything because there is so much awesome stuff there.
So much.
But before we get into it, being the nomads that we have become, we're recording somewhere different again today. So today we're at Greenlight Comics, which is in Adelaide CBD. It's at 18 Stephens Place. I've got to read where it is because I just know. I don't actually have to. Yeah. So a really good way to get there if you're looking for it is the way I always remember it is you're heading through Rundle Mall, you see the Myer Centre, chuck left, and it's just down that alleyway there. Greenlight Comics, they're fantastic. They're really good at supporting lots of local stuff. They have heaps of activities here all the time. They're really good. One other quick shout out too, they do a podcast called Hack the Dino. You should check that out as well. I hear it's really, really good. Video games, comics, and general pop culture.
All that jazz.
They are open, so we might you might get a bit of background noise and whatnot going on. But that's that. Let's talk about the Indie Games Room, which was at AVCon. And when was AVCon on, Jake?
21st to 23rd of July.
Nice.
Well done.
I was waiting for it. Did I get it right?
I think I got it right. Mate.
Yeah.
It's good that you finally got the date right now.
Now it's gone. Yep.
So we were there the Saturday and the Sunday.
Yep.
Saw all the stuff. Saw heaps of good games.
So many.
Yeah, it was crazy. Had a great time. This show is going to be about the Indie Games Room predominantly. So there was some other stuff there that we saw that we might talk about in other forums, maybe the podcast. We might talk about particularly the Nintendo stuff there, which was awesome.
Yep.
And at some stage, I'm sure Jordo's going to want to talk about the retro room.
So good.
Yeah. But today we're going to talk mostly about the Indie Games Room itself. Now, normally this is the stage where I like to go, you know what, I've talked a bit much and I'll ask one of these boys a questions, but I'm jumping in first. I'm jumping in first. So, one more lot of shout outs to Chris Johnson and Brad Barrett, who have been running the Indie Games Room for quite some time now. It's an exceptional job that they do.
They did really good.
Yep. Yeah, and it's all volunteer work. All of AVCon are volunteer work. And it's incredible for the developers, for us, the gamers, to be able to have this opportunity. So thank you very much, gentlemen, for doing that.
Well done.
How good, boys, was it to see Hollow Knight, XO1, and Icebox in a row together?
Yeah, it was impressive.
So good.
So if you've been watching our stuff for any more than 5 minutes, we've already covered these games. We love these games. But there was something to me somewhat almost iconic about this being Adelaide development happening. We've got the game that's out that's been a smash hit.
Yeah, massive.
We've got Icebox that's getting real close. We have been sworn to secrecy, but it's real close, which is looking fantastic now.
Yeah. Yep.
So polished.
Huge improvement. Oh, not improvements, because we enjoyed the original speedrun style of things, but now
had
he's added in.
yeah.
Now it's sort of polished more. It looks crisper. It feels a bit smoother. It's coming along leaps and bounds, and I'm really excited.
It really was like, so last time we did something with it was, over a year ago since we actually played it.
Yeah.
And it felt like a demo.
Yep.
Now
like
it feels and looks like a game.
Yeah.
I remember Steve Heller, who's from Surprise Attack Games, who was over here helping out a mate of his, and he remarked about how much better it looked. And I particularly liked in Icebox. Did you boys see where he just had the time? Like
environment. It was really cool.
Yeah,
really cool.
And I love the fact he's added the name. Now it's Icebox Speed Gunner.
Speed Gunner, yep. That's
perfect name.
Really good, isn't that? Really good.
So last time we played it was a speed runner, but now it's incorporated shooting targets.
Which is actually really exciting. Like having the Gatling gun just permanently firing off stuff as you're running through the gauntlet was really intense. I really enjoyed it.
And I've got to say too, watching that whole space at AVCon, there's always a little bit, I think, when we're looking at anything local that we get excited about. Like we've interviewed Carmen 2 or 3 times now, played his game, so we know this guy, and he's a really good guy.
Top fella.
So you want it to be good. There's almost a vindication watching how busy he was. Like people were at that game all day long. Like both days.
And in particular, when people actually started to play through some of it, it was a constant I'm just gonna have one more before you go. And people would just play it repetitively and excitingly
you're like,
as well.
Get off the chair. I want to
exactly. Yeah, there was a lineup waiting for people to
You're standing there politely, just like
It's like how many times
when do we shove someone else?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So looking fantastic, coming soonish. So that's really exciting. Cannot wait to get to it. I love the Steam leaderboards. Is going to be a thing. So I can embarrass you, gentlemen, all day.
Bitch, please.
So you just touched on a couple of different games there. So I want to say XO1.
Yeah, let's talk about it. So, and that's
It was really good to see.
I felt like sandwich between the two. That's the game that's just been kickstarted. So that's now almost
Successful
we have Hollow Knight
kickstart.
done.
Yeah.
Icebox just about done. In between, XO1 getting done.
Starting to find its
Yeah,
legs.
yeah.
And that was
going.
a really nice image.
Yeah, it was really good to see his product there. Unfortunately, Jay was not there, the developer, because he wasn't 100%.
Yeah, pretty crook. Pretty crook apparently. Yeah.
But his game, everyone was flocking to that as well.
And it was really nice to see the support from the other developers helping
Yeah.
make sure that the place was covered, and they were talking. I know Carmen. The first thing Carmen said to me, who's the developer of Icebox, is, "Have you seen XO1?"
Yeah.
You know, like, that's the
That's
first
awesome.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where he's showing his own game,
Yeah.
and the first thing he
And
thinks
he's
of is
spruiking this other game as well.
it's impressive.
Well done.
It was good. It was good. Now you've obviously played it, but we've all finished the demo, haven't we?
We have, yes. Yep.
10 times maybe. I love that game.
And again, that's a game that, some games at cons do really, really well, and some don't so much. This is a game again that there seem to be people there all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yep.
Which is really good to see. I didn't bring it. I was going to bring it. I was going to say the XO1 had a really nice poster. I don't know if you saw it. It was a really nice, stylish poster that I want to...
Jay.
We'll take 3.
Come on, hook us up. But I didn't bring it in, and I feel I'm devastated now. Carmine signed an Icebox poster.
Oh, he did? That's going to go up on the wall.
Absolutely. That's fantastic. So... that was, for me, one of the best things. The other thing I wanted to mention really early is the space at the Indie Games Room this year.
Yeah, right.
Big.
It was impressive. Like
Yeah, I
before,
walked
it felt
in, I was like, wow.
much more claustrophobic last time. Maybe
Slapped together a little bit, to be honest.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
And it was still great. Like, the environment last year was great, but this year...
It was a huge improvement on last year, I thought.
Yep.
I felt like it was much more designed for people to be getting in there and actually moving their way through it much better.
You weren't bumping into the person playing the game behind you
Correct.
last time.
Yeah, that's right.
And the lighting was really good, and everything about it. So again, Brad and Chris, incredible
Well done.
job.
Yeah.
And to all of AVCon, please keep this Indie Game Room going. We love it like this. It was good. So before I get onto the rest of the stuff I liked... anything you gentlemen saw at all? Would you like to...
Could be here for a couple of days.
Okay, well, I'll go, shall I?
Oh, okay, if you must.
Shall I?
Yeah.
Please.
He said guys, so Juicy Cupcake was there. Juicy Cupcake are the developers of a game called Brief Battles. Now, we have played this one before with E-Bike Kid. It was just really good to see them there again because I absolutely love those little fleshy characters that wear different pants. And this time they showcase some new stuff.
Yeah, some really cool levels actually. Some other new level design.
Yeah, so a lot more levels. There was another type of present in there as well, so which actually hinders you more than helps you.
Yeah,
really?
it can.
I didn't
It
see
absolutely
that.
can. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's a positive or a negative, and you have to just hope that you get something good.
Oh, so is it random? So
yeah.
you get
Well,
the present and
it
it
could
go
be
either
good,
way?
it could be bad. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, the
That's
devs
one of the
knew
orange
which one.
ones.
I played the devs, I didn't win, but
I played the devs too. I was close.
yeah.
It's not my game
And also,
to play.
again, another Adelaide game we're talking about. Great guys. The
Yeah.
blokes
Top
working on it,
fellas,
Tim and
yeah.
Andrew, really nice guys too. So,
Shout out, thank you.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Go for it.
Come on, Jacob, blast away.
Next one?
What do you got?
Go on.
So one of my standouts was.
Sorry, just want to quickly say, I've forgotten how to say it. So when we get to it, I've forgotten how to say it.
Monadnock.
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 Right.
Actually, good segue. You might
Okay,
as well
go.
with
Do it.
Monadnock.
Oh, okay, let's talk about Monadnock really quickly. So I actually had to tweet the developer to ask how to say it, and I'm not confident I've got that right.
You got it.
Well, I want to say Monadnock, and I don't think
It's
that's how
definitely
it's
not
pronounced.
that.
Yeah.
Which, in case you're wondering, which I'm sure you are, means a residual hill or mountain standing well above the surface of a surrounding peneplain.
And what is a peneplain, Bradley?
It's a
Yeah.
thing.
Yep.
Monadnock.
Tell us about the game.
Monadnock is again Adelaide developed. Really cool game. It's a puzzle game, hex-based game, and I find it's really difficult to explain. And it's certainly, I don't think for either of you gentlemen.
Yep.
Ado played it. Well, no, Ado didn't. Ado commentated as I was playing it. So it's a puzzle game. It's a game that involves no conflict, which is part of it's about trust, building trust with the NPC. And basically, your job is to guide the NPC and get yourself to a particular spot at a particular time, and that's how you pass the level.
Yep.
If you both move in a certain way in concert with each other, you build trust. And if you build trust, it makes it easier for this NPC to go where you want, to guide.
Okay.
The whole time I'm playing it was like, I just want to go in a quiet room and sit down and
Yeah,
concentrate on it.
yeah.
So
Leave me So
Yeah, it's quite. I found it at least quite difficult, but really enjoyed it. So
Okay.
that's done by Machine Spirit from Adelaide. Monadnock, really cool. Check it out.
So one of the favourite ones that I came across in the IGR this year was City of Brass.
It was quite popular, wasn't it?
Very
Yeah.
popular. Definitely not your cup of tea.
No, I don't
as
have anything
much.
against it, but I just didn't.
It's not
feel
your
the same
style of,
love that everyone
Yep,
did.
yep.
Yeah.
I found it. So basically, what it is, and I like the terms that they use on their website for it, which is made by Uppercut Games, by the way. And it's a /trick and trap style game,
Yep.
which is just a really cool little catchphrase that I really like. So it's first-person rogue style game, and the idea of it is to run through a particular level. There's enemies based in the level.
Yep.
You've got your scimitar, your whip, and it's first person.
Procedurally generated, I think
So
I heard.
every
Yeah.
level is procedurally
Yep.
generated,
Yep.
but they do seeding. So if you wanted to verse your friend in what you're about to do, that will be implemented or is implemented. But the idea of the game is to run through a level, and there's X amount of loot scattered throughout the level. And
Yeah.
your job is to get as much loot as you possibly can.
Yep.
In between you and all this loot is genies and skeletons and
Skellies,
random
yeah.
stuff like that you can use your environment to kill, or just kill them with your whip and scimitar as well. So
Can you just
they're
avoid
optional.
them if you don't?
You potentially could, but there will be ones guarding particular areas
Yeah,
with
okay.
lots of loot. So you want to take out what you can. So there's like, drop traps, spear traps, sand falls, heaps of different
Yeah.
styles of traps around the level. And you can kite different sort of enemies into areas where they'll die based on the traps. Or you can just whip them, pull them up, and smack them
whip
around
them,
with your...
pull the legs out from
Yeah,
under them.
yeah,
Yeah, it
yep,
was really good.
yep.
And there was also the rings hanging from the roof.
That's right, which
Roof
I
that
didn't
you
know
could-
until after, and he cheated
Well, like you
basically.
swing on them or
Yeah,
something?
you can
Yeah,
swing
yeah.
on them,
So
yeah.
it's a weird mash of Prince of Persia and
Absolutely Prince of
Indiana
Persia.
Jones
Yeah.
and that sort of stuff. And
Dare
for
I
me, Bulletstorm, I
Yeah.
felt a bit of that coming through
Great
the
game.
game as well.
So is it like a speed-based thing to get through as quickly as
it
possible?
looks like
or
it's
to
a
get the most
tally,
loot?
so
Yeah.
it would be more loot based than time based.
yep,
So you can
okay.
spend as much time as you want going through there. As far
Yep.
as I'm aware, there may be a time system
Yep.
involved, but nothing that I really noticed because I was too excited just killing stuff and grabbing goldy
Great
shiny
game.
bits. It was really good. So I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it's made by, as I said, Uppercut Games, and the lead programmer for that, lead developer, also worked for 2K Games and worked on BioShock Infinite, if
There
you
you
don't
go.
mind.
Yeah.
So pretty
Reasonable.
good pedigree there.
Reasonable pedigree.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah.
If
So
you
I-
like that kind of thing.
Yeah, no, I loved it. It was
All right.
fantastic. So it's one of my standouts of the IGR.
So would
For
you
sure.
kindly talk to me about TAFE?
TAFE.
TAFE.
Talented students at Tea Tree Gully TAFE.
Again, this is something I think you get at Indie Games Room. You don't get anywhere else.
You
Correct,
don't?
yeah.
No. So we met a bunch of students that came up with 3 different games. Now, I know we definitely looked at 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
One I want to talk about is A Right to Bear Arms.
Yeah, I like this. Talk all the way about it.
Yeah, right. So basically, 2 little teddy bears that are armed, jumping. So almost like a 2-stick shooter, I'd
Yeah.
say. Yeah. Lasers. These teddy bears are shooting lasers at each other. You jump. You need to reload your weapon, and you have a shield as well.
Mm-hmm.
Very pretty looking game.
It was striking to look at, wasn't
It looked impressive, and there were little areas on the map, so you're jumping around a lot. You got the double jump sort of function in there as well. And there's bits that until we played it for like the 25th time or something like that, you're getting up to higher points that
Right
you didn't
up
know you
there.
were even there.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's
right.
It was actually really impressive. I
Yeah,
found it extremely addictive and very simple but entertaining at the same time.
I quite like the way the camera would pan out too. Like as the
Yeah.
2 characters would move away from each other,
Yep.
the camera would pan back.
Actually,
And
Yep.
it's a little thing, but I really like the way that it did that. So you can almost see
Yep.
the whole arena if you went far enough apart. It was
100%.
really good. It was
Yep.
it
Yep.
was very well done. I thought.
Jake,
What was the tally in the end? So it was a versus thing. So me and Jordo played a couple of rounds, like 25,000 rounds or something like that. I think you won Donut.
0?
Yes. Yes.
And
He
that's
was
the
good.
first time that's ever happened to Jake.
Correct. Absolutely accurate.
And you looked at a game called Dell.
Delve, yeah, that was actually a really impressive, a very small game, like short game, and it's a single player experience. But first of all, the reason why I sat down to play it was the art and the style of the game grabbed me as soon as I walked past. As soon as you look at it on the screen, you're like, that's got something. I like the look at
looks
that.
good.
And the reason for me personally is that it's like a cell-shaded style of artwork.
It was
so
almost
similar
like
to
it was cell shaded, you know, like it
yeah,
wasn't all the way. It
correct,
was
yeah, but it
quite
had
subtle.
had enough of a Borderlands appeal to me to go.
And I like the fact that it
"Ooh."
was that subtle. That's what made it stand
And
out.
the impressive thing is it's all
Hand drawn.
hand drawn, which is
Yeah,
really,
that's
which is
awesome.
probably a reason why it was a relatively small level, but I still enjoyed it. So
Yeah.
basically, you play a character that's running through a jungle sort of esque esque environment, and you've got to pick up little checkpoint markers on the way.
Yep.
There's a couple of little puzzles that you've got to solve. So a pillar where you've got to rotate, sort of thing, to match a different part of your environment to get to the next stage. That unlocks doors, and you follow that process through into the end of the level, which was like I said, a relatively simple thing, but it was just thoroughly enjoyable.
You enjoyed it. You definitely enjoyed it.
And I didn't get to play it with headphones or anything, so I don't know what the sounds were like, but visually and the way it played, I felt right at home, and I felt really comfortable, and I really enjoyed it.
And I got to talk with one of the people that worked on that, who we'll call the Bronze Star.
The Bronze Star.
That's what her name is on Twitter, so
Yep.
I don't want to drop her real name without permission. But the Bronze Star who worked on it was really interesting to talk to her when she was talking about the way that they telegraphed how to complete the puzzles to players, so to give them the hints that they need without giving them too much information.
Yep.
And it's that kind of stuff I guess we don't really think about as
No.
players very much. The thought that has to go into
Yep.
that kind of stuff, which is great to see. These, and they were a bunch of young folks.
Yeah,
all these guys,
absolutely.
like,
Yep.
and they're cranking this stuff out. This is their homework, man.
Yeah.
This is their
How good is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So looking forward to what they're going to be showing there in 5 years' time. Oh my
Yeah.
god!
And the only thing that I find not a shame, but I wish more people were able to experience those little tiny things that never go anywhere. That's probably the only time you're gonna see it. I just wish you could share that experience a little bit more.
Well done.
So, it's very good.
It was
very
fantastic.
good.
Fantastic. Well
Indeed.
done. Okay, so I'm going again.
Yeah.
I'm going with Intergalactic Space Princess.
I didn't get to play this one.
Oh, cracking name.
Tell me
isn't
about
it.
What a
stands
great
out,
name. So,
yeah.
I'm going to give, again, shout out to Chris Johnson, who said, go and check this game out. And he said, look, absolutely not your demographic, but you should go and check this game out.
Yeah.
So I went and checked it out, and I understand why Chris would say it's not my demographic. This game is absolutely not built for me. Got to have a bit of a chat with the developer Izzy at quite some length about the game, and it's a point and click adventure. But when you say point and click, like, it works incredibly well on a touch device,
Yep.
like moving side to side and interacting with stuff. But you play like a teenage girl who in the demo is off to get milk, so Granddad can have his tea, and then he can leave the house. Now, there is a bit of a plot twist, as you're going to buy the milk, there's a huge space creature appears.
Awesome.
That's when the demo finishes. So
That's a hell of a twist.
That's a cliffhanger.
Didn't
I
see
like
that
I
coming.
thought you
that.
were going to say they were out of milk.
But one of the, firstly, the writing was exceptional. Like, to me, the character in the game was a young, sassy teenager. Not someone I could necessarily relate
Relate to,
Yeah.
yes.
but I could be entertained by. That's how it felt for me.
Okay.
Played really well on mobiles. The thing I love about this, and I said this I think to you off camera, Jake, it might not be a game made for me, but it's a game that my niece might play.
Yeah.
And I want her to play games. So, and not to make her feel that she has to play the same games that I want to play. And at the same time, if it's a good game, I'm still going. It might not be made for me, but
I'm still probably going to play it.
I had a pretty good time. I will play this game when it comes out. So that was really, really cool. Intergalactic Space Princess. You can see more about it on spaceprincess.net. Word on the street is that it might be early next year. But if we hear anything else, we're certainly very keen to cover more of this game. I had a great time with it, and I will be telling the very few 14-year-old girls I know about it. Boys, anything else?
That's like.
Are you done?
I'm done. There's so many games there, but
I know you're going to do something different on that, aren't you? I was going to say Goat Punks was there.
Go Punks was there. I'm going to do something different on
some more.
that. I love
more
Go
to
Punks.
come.
Yeah,
Yes.
great game.
I did have one quick mention
Yeah.
before we move on, and that would be the Tex Murphy, the Poison Pawn game was on display in VR nonetheless, which is fantastic to see. Developed by the guys at Chaotic Fusion. It's a really hard type of game to describe, and if you don't know who Tex Murphy is, stop the video, go and buy a few games. Maybe watch some videos of
What's the
Tex
one you just
Murphy.
replayed?
Under a Killing Moon is the
There
one
you
I'm
go.
just playing through at the moment, which is really good. But it's basically you play as a detective that's straight out of the 1940s, that's absolute cheese and chauvinistic, etc. But the time span is 2050, and it's after World War III, and there's nuclear fallout. It's a sci-fi kind of thing. It's a really weird mashup, and when you say it like that,
Blade
it
Runner-ish?
sounds a little
That's what it
bit,
sounds a
a
bit
little
Blade
bit,
Runner-ish,
a little
yeah.
bit, but much
But
more
cheesy rather
much
than
cheesier.
serious,
And
yeah.
Chris
Much
Jones
cheesier.
is the main guy that plays Tex, and he's he's freaking amazing. So it's really exciting for a fan of the old series to see this coming back and getting a bit more new invigoration and rehashed. So what the basic game is, it's going to take portions of all of the old games that we've all played before, all the people that count anyway, and it's going to put them into this new game, and it's going to be basically an amalgamation of that with some new stuff, with Chris Jones coming back into it as well, and it's going to be a bit of a telling of where he's got up to in his life sort of thing, and how all of the other stuff that you've played fits into this last bit here as well. So it is a new game in the franchise. It's also a bit of a remake of our favourite parts of all the old games, which is sorely needed, having replayed some of the other stuff as well. It has aged a bit, so it's nice to see in the demo that I got to play some shout outs back to the original games that I played as well. Anyway, really exciting. It's looking like February 2018.
How'd it work in VR?
It was very good in VR. I found some of the controls a little bit funky to use because I'm not used to VR. I think that was the main issue. In particular, the last time I played a Rift, there was no actual hand controls and you couldn't do the grippy stuff. So I'm not used to that. So for me, that took a little bit of learning. For me, I won't be playing it in VR anyway. It will be traditional on the monitor as it was intended to be played back in the day.
Someone wants to send him a Vive.
Well, we could try. It's not supported for Vive just yet. Definitely Rift. So Rift, Oculus.
Oculus.
If you want to send us one. But February 2018. Look forward to it. Hopefully, we might get a bit more of a look at it sometime later. But yeah.
Beautiful. I want to rip through a couple. We are very short for time, so these are going to be very quick, and I'm sorry not to give more time to them, but I did want to mention Captain's Way, which, again, me and Ado spent a bit of time, and it's a little bit of a strategic game. You build a spaceship, you've got funds, and then you send a spaceship up, and it pew, 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 and you have like... the coolest part about it that I really enjoyed is the spaceships. It's modular, and if it takes damage on one side, you can like send crew to go and man certain bits.
Cool.
Really cool game. So we'll cover that in some more detail. Adventure Powers. It's what are those games that I like? Metroidvanias. Metroidvania type game, but super cute and stuff like that. And I did just want to say one more time that Icebox looks amazing.
So it was. Good. I have one other shout out that we absolutely do.
Please, I hope it's going to be that one.
It
Excellent.
Is.
I didn't get to play this game, but
we managed to see the guys from Crown Games that obviously did Greg's Adventure last year, and it was fantastic. Yes. I think we all played it and all finished it. It was a fantastic game. They're coming out with a new game called Scale Seeker. It's in really early development right now, but we did get to play an early version of it.
It's a mobile game as well?
It is a mobile game, but very different than Greg's Adventure. So it's what do they class it as? A mobile action RPG. So
JRPG?
Yeah.
ARGB?
ARGB.
Yeah.
Okay. ARG.
Role-playing RPG.
Okay, cool.
Action RPG.
Action RPG.
RPG.
Oh, so not JRPG.
No.
And it comes with a horde mode as well.
It does come with a, which just quietly, I believe, due to a bug. Nope. No. Actually, you were really close to the high score on the horde mode anyway. But yeah, really good. Exciting to see that they're doing something very different and they're going in a really good direction. So I'm excited to see how they go.
Absolutely. Good luck, guys.
So that was the Indie Games Room, which was amazing. We had a great time. It is... And I went to PAX for the first time last year.
Just say I have a lot more that we could try and jam into this, but we can't.
Oh, Fling.
Yeah,
Fling the
Hero was fantastic as well.
That was great. I keep forgetting about that one.
Yep.
There is so much stuff. Primordial Fireborn. Oh my good lord.
Yes.
There really is. The Indie Games Room is...
Support it.
The last 2 times I've been to AVCon, I've gone there and haven't left.
For days.
Like there's just
pretty much.
There's so much else to see at AVCon and don't even get there, and I still don't get to play everything. Honestly, if you've got any interest in indie games and you're not from Adelaide, you are crazy not to get down because you see stuff in.
To be honest, even if you don't have an interest in indie games, like I never ever did before this AVCon and the one before it, you will absolutely get
and get to shake hands and meet people that are making these games. It's an incredible experience.
You see games which flourish as well. Think Hollow Knight, that type of thing.
These aren't small nothing games. They're made by small
Hacknet was there last year, and look how they're doing.
Exactly. Adventure Time's going to be big. There's so much. There's so much. And it's a great space. So, look, before we go, one more shout out again to Greenlight Comics. Thanks, Dan.
Thank you.
For letting us record here. We really appreciate it. Thank you very much for watching.
Thank you.
Please like, subscribe, check out our other stuff. Check out the Indie Games Room. We'll have links to these games. Check them out. Follow the development. They are amazing. Anything you have to say, gents?
That's it.
That's it.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Ciao.
Bye.